So, hey, I get to do it this time. Welcome to a scene for Boston by Night, where Alice is going to wake up, as usual, in this perfectly red room on her perfectly red bed. And probably almost immediately, blearily pawing around until she finds that, as usual, her phone has been moved over to the nightstand, plugged in while she was sleeping. And being the modern youth she is, immediately reaches over before she's even sat up, clicking on the screen, grinning. And she will be combing her poor hair back out of her face. She had to punish it with a brush last night. Probably idly tapping as she gets up and even neglects the slippers, just immediately pops out to the hall, calling over the banister, begging Polo for coffee, pretty please, instead of tea this time. She'll be down in a minute. And God bless her, will go and grab a shower, throw on some clothes, something that works better on a bike than a dress, I think. Probably like your average skinny jeans, boots, whatever band t-shirt she has. And well, the cap doesn't make much sense. And as she heads out of the room, we'll be pulling back her hair and with a handful of ponytails, or well, ponytail holders, we'll pull it back, strap it tightly into a ponytail, and begin putting several more down the length of the ponytail to secure it back and keep it from whipping around and tangling abominably. And she unless somehow intervened with, will begin almost immediately trotting downstairs, snagging the coffee and chucking it back, and fire off texts like it is her fucking job, both to let Alec know that she is ready to go and headed out to meet him, and he better be there. And also, shooting messages to her folks because, well, yeah, just fires one off each to Ivy and Niall, saying she's out for the night, and then promptly puts the phone on silence for plausible deniability, leaving the mug with Polo to scamper out the garage door.
And you scamper out and drive. You eventually meet Alec by the same freeway. He's there sitting with his bike smoking.
Now, are they meeting in the same place by the bridge, or are they meeting where he dropped her off?
Where he dropped her off.
Yeah, so like a block or two away. She'll come walking. No need to drive that distance.
Alice? When he stands, he gives you this deep stare. You know, it's like as if he's seen you for the first time.
You know, she's got a broad grin on, tattoos out in full force. No Captain, that thing would be lost within seconds. But all the same, comes running on up. Hey!
Hi.
Glances down. Right on the spot, huh?
You said.
I did.
I was wondering, do you want to go to the real party?
She kind of squints thoughtfully at him. A real party.
There are a few places that you can let loose here. You don't have to think about what you're doing. And there's a few underground fighting places. Few people I know go there.
She mulls over it for a second. I'd say it sounds like more your thing than mine, but
You pull
then
your
again,
hand back in and you feel that crisp cold, like ice cold touch. You're like, oh God, you know what I mean?
oh yeah, it's a bit of a shock.
It's a place where you can do anything you want and let loose any way you like.
That's so.
Why not? It's often the best place to do it then.
She'll chew on her lip for a second, kind of looking up, studying him. Because let's face it, this is one of those, I'm not sure what I could do with it if I caught it type situations. Well, you were right about the bike, so I'll have to assume you're right about the party. Let's do it.
Are you sure? You seem very genuine.
She just kind of shrugs. Nope. Still grinning.
Okay.
But I'll give it a shot.
Big grin.
If it works, it's worth it, right?
It's often better to try things at least once.
At least twice, just to make sure you weren't biased the first time. Sage nod. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
And she'll climb on the bike and hold out his hand for you. Very, again, incredibly gentlemanly.
And yeah, she'll take a hold and this time pop a far more suited boot up on the foot peg and swing the other around. It's all grinning and teeth, and doesn't go so far as to do the full lean against the back thing this time around. She's feeling like, yeah, she's totally got this, but she does still kind of essentially puts her hands like right about hip level, like, and he'll feel the tension as she like grasps onto the jacket.
He smirks and looks over his shoulder. Notice.
Well, if I don't hold on, you're gonna shoot off, and I'm gonna stay right here.
If you want me to go slow, I can. Or are you scared? Says with this little cocky smirk.
She leans in because, that is a fucking challenge. Unacceptable. She leans in, props her chin on his shoulder, right next to his face, looking, just enough aside to catch his eyes. If I wanted to go slow, I wouldn't be on your bike.
When you do that, someone's about to take off like a hurricane.
Oh, she's still clinched onto that jacket.
Yeah, the bike shoots, you know what I mean? You, literally, yeah, Alice, like, you know what I mean, as he skirts from traffic, keeping him within the laws of the road, but it's a thin line, you know what I mean?
It's not break the sound barrier fast, which is slightly less mind-boggling. But it does mean that she'll be a little more comfortable. She won't have the inside of her head screaming. And she can actually this time properly appreciate that they are just going the normal version of really fucking fast. And so, like, once she's caught up to that whole momentum of the bike, she loosens up the grip a bit and actually sits herself up, like catching that wind over his shoulders type thing. And yeah, is just kind of paying keen attention to everything they're skimming past, the traffic he's dodging. Considering they're going at a normal fast and not a ow my head fast, it's very possible that if he skims close enough, he'll catch her touching cars again. Because it's just so crazy.
Making Alec do fucking ballsy shit. Start drifting on that skinny bike. Like you're drifting. Like, like you swear that would touch the ground. That was just a sharp turn. You know what I mean?
She will not reach out and touch the pavement because that is how we get fucking road rash. But she will kind of clinch on. The hands like return to clinch, but she doesn't necessarily lean tightly in again. She's still kind of rolling with it. Still sitting up and back a bit. And she probably again gives like a loud, like excited sort of yelp. Come the hefty dip, like if he's going to drift on the turn, yeah, they're practically sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just terrified and excited noise.
And you skid up, like, and eventually you pull what looks to be, is you zip through again. You're like, Jesus Christ, how am I not dying with all these? Like, he's barely breaking, like, and then you pull up to what looks like a warehouse. Just, and the car stops and even skids up so that the bike goes up as well. So you kind of like fall into his cold chest, into his cold back.
Oh yeah, she'll jostle into him. Still, again, it only took that long a ride, grinning ear to ear by the time he looks back again. So she'll pry her fingers out of his jacket and at least briefly drape her arms up and over his shoulders. So, where the hell are we?
It's a rave.
Yeah?
Like, it's more like underground, so, you know a person within a person. You know what I mean? There's a
kind of person
apparently
a
sort of. We're all kind of, everyone's kind of gearing up for this rock show that's coming soon. So we're all getting in the spirit. I think some of us are.
That's so. You mean this thing? She kind of like fishes into her pocket. It actually like looks up her phone for a second, pulls up the gallery from where she's taken a photo, and kind of holds it out in front of him so he can see it readily. She's just snapped a picture of a poster.
Snods, duh.
Is us too?
I don't think so. I know some people who are going there, but shrug.
I'm just never sure anymore. But she kind of nods.
It could be, it could not be. I didn't ask. Sometimes it's better not to ask. It's more for the surprise that way.
I bet. Clicks the screen off, shoves it back down in her pocket. Still silenced. And yeah, she'll hop on down so that he can hop down.
And yeah, he gently parks up the bike and hops off and like loops his arm around her very casually, walks with a bit of swagger in his step, but not arrogance. It's more this natural born, like, I know I'm the alpha male type walk. You know what I mean? I don't need to show off. You know what I mean? I know I'm the shit.
And she will just kind of mull to herself, especially like when the hand flops across the shoulder, like how weird it is that something that cold is the same as like very similar to the electric shock she's used to associating with like chemistry. Funny thing that. But yeah, she'll just saunter in with him because fuck it. Walking in with a guy this cocksure, how can she not just follow suit, take pace?
And the guy nods at Alec, and you open the door, and you're immediately assaulted by the loud music. It's like, you know what I mean? I'll put it in the side chat for you.
Okay.
There you go. It just opens, and there's just a throng of bodies. Like strobe lights, aggressive lights. You can see, if you go down the stairs, you can see through, like, even with a myriad of door, you can see an underground fight club as well. This place is just fucking nuts. Hidden away, you know what I mean?
And yeah, she'll just stay under his arm, probably loop hers around his waist. Again, just the casual, like, it's a lot better than having it hang at her side. and take it all in.
It's a vast throng of people, you know what I mean? Water's being thrown on people, it's just jumping up and down, manic. It's insane looking, you know what I mean?
Holy shit.
This is what they call the nightlife. He'll start just easing his way through.
Oh, is it? And yeah, fuck it. Especially considering they gotta, I imagine, push through a fucking throng of bodies. She'll just shift the hold so that she's caught a hold of his hand.
And you glide your way through and you end up coming to one of the bars. People dance with you, around you. You almost become part of the thronging mass. Alec just breezes through, you know what I mean? Actually, Alec is going to be ballsy because it's Toreador and a gigantic rave. At least once he's going to pop this. It is that many dice, and it's that many dice. What's your willpower again, Alice?
Oh no.
It's just because you'll be hit by it as well.
Currently, I believe it is.
It's perm. It's perm.
Perm?
It's always perm. Yeah.
6.
Okay. So as you're walking through, Alex seems to glide through, and you go towards this bar, and you feel this low hum hit the crowd. And as the wave of the music goes, boom, 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 you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You find yourself staring at him as he glides through, and you notice people as well, but you just can't help but look at him. It's like, my God, you know what I mean? It's the way he moves, it's the way he walks, it's the way it's so natural.
Oh boy.
Everything just, you just can't help but just keep staring, and you're like, whoa. Do you know what I mean? Particularly as to say, like, the strobe lights and the drop and the music kicks in. It's like, holy fuck. And
Yep, it is.
you notice about 20 people like just part just because Alec walked in, and they all came to just stare around you, and you are in the center as he moves through just with this slow walk. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie, if she still managed to keep a hold of his hand. I imagine especially as he pops that and she's just caught in. She'll idly begin to rub the thumb across the back of his hand, almost to kind of refresh that eerie cold. Just to get the extra little kick. But yeah, oh boy. Truth be told, as soon as, especially with the crowd parting, I imagine she'll go and slip, after rubbing the thumb for a moment or two, like once or twice across the back of his hand. I'll probably even go so far as to try to loop it up, slink back under it, like get back under the arm.
And you do. But you just can't help but keep looking at him, no matter how you try to shift your way to the crowd. You just can't keep staring. You always keep just turning your head just to look at him. You know what I mean?
Yep. I know what you mean. Yeah. It's like fucking crushing schoolgirl style.
Kind of. It's a bit like that. He is almost like, seems like the center of your world and everyone else's world at the minute. He like leans up against the bar ordering a drink. Like, he himself, maybe to you, seems completely oblivious, and you're kind of like, how? How can you be oblivious of that, you know?
Well, especially as I imagine he disengages to lean onto the bar. She actually takes that second to do the very classic kind of half lean back so you can take it all in. Chin on her lip.
And eventually, you feel a drink slide into your hand. You're not even sure how it got there. You're like, what? You seem so dazed.
Yeah.
As he'll lean down. Do you want something else to drink?
Uh, whatever you think's a good idea.
Leans and whispers in air. You know what they mean.
The awkward face achieved.
Kind of touches her shoulder. Or not if you're shy. It's okay to be shy. You grin.
Just that big, amazing, just completely in awe, even, one might say. Smile. She's already half forgotten the drinks there in her hand.
You'll smile at her. Give me 5 minutes, I'll be back. I'll make sure I have enough. You stay right here, okay?
I imagine she looks a little like, aw.
5 minutes. He gives her like a genuine, like, my God, that smile, and compiled with that effect, it's heavenly.
Okay.
He'll just glide through the crowd again, as you notice. You can't just stop staring where he is.
I mean, she hates to see him leave, but she loves to watch him go.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, there'll probably be the reflexive, like, bring up the drink while leering.
Mm-hmm. And the music just gets louder and louder, and you can start to feel it. You feel, do you want me perception alertness?
Okay. Two?
2. You see 2 people watching you. The first one is this woman. On the other side, on the opposite side of you, is this woman. They don't seem to know each other. It's just they're probably watching you around the same time. One is sipping a drink. The other woman is holding a cane in her hand. In a more like private booth. The other one is at the bar. The other one is at a booth. But she watches you when she's definitely, you noticed out of the corner of her eye, she was watching you with Alec. This one was. And the other one is just seems to be watching you from the bar with a curious like head tilt as she's taking a sip.
I'm not gonna lie, she may notice that they're there and that they're looking, but I have no idea how long this effect lasts. And
well,
I mean, she'd have to look away and he might come back. She might spot him.
the second is once he's away, it kind of wears off, but once he returns, it kicks back in. Essentially, that's the way it all works.
Yeah, I guess then once he's properly departed through the crowd, she kind of gives her head a bit of a shake of the glass again. She hasn't even checked to see what's in it. What the hell is she drinking?
You are drinking vodka, thick vodka.
Like, oh, vodka.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's even chilled.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she, like, again, it kind of absently takes a good swig of it and then looks down and blinks a few times like, pooh, bracing. And then I imagine will glance aside kind of inquisitively towards the standing of the 2 women. Kind of crooning her brow.
She gives you like the finger wave, like, hey, you know, that type of thing.
She just kind of awkwardly returns it, like, hey, person I've never met, wave.
She just slides over, you know, like easily shifting her way through the crowd. Well, how are you doing?
You fucking good.
It's a good party, you know. Winks.
Seems like.
So how'd you find out about it?
I got to be a +1.
Oh, sips her drink. Well, it's always a good way to get in for free.
Yeah, I guess, kind of blinking a few times, like, guess so.
She grins at you, like almost like nudging, like, eh?
How does one generally hear about this place?
You gotta know a guy, and then they'll send you like a message saying it's at here. It's like really old school.
Wow, they move all this shit? And she like looks up at just the whole light array.
Well, yeah, I think that's part of the whole thing. She grins. Secret and devious, you know?
It's pretty odd shit.
Oh, yeah. She grins.
Takes another swig of the vodka because fuck it, it's in her hand.
Let's check something for her. Oh, yeah. She just smiles again. Takes another drink. Oh, yeah. It's pretty good. She like extend her hand. Celeste.
Oh, and she'll shift the drink from one hand to the other so she can offer the appropriate hand. Alice.
Her hand's nice and warm. You know, it's got this really deep, rich warmness to it, and she just shakes.
Yep. Alice has like that kind of clinging chill at the surface of the hand from holding a cold drink, but she's definitely deceptively warm.
She gives a smile. So who's the guy you came with?
Oh, him? Glances out towards the crowd again.
Yeah. Caught everybody in the room by the looks of things.
I mean, how could he not?
Just nods. Your boyfriend?
Maybe. It's said
Eyebrow
playfully in like the
There's an eyebrow.
snicker because that is outrageous.
To grin. Well, if it's a maybe, just leads in beside you, taking another like long sip. You can smell it. She's drinking gin, which is hefty fucking stuff. Well, this is the place to find out what you really are.
Oh, so
You just gotta push that limit. It's like a deal in a card, man. One is joy, and the other is, well, something much more interesting. She hiccups slightly, like, then like puts her hand on her lip.
I guess it is. It's kind of kind of brings up a hand. She's eyed down her nail and just kind of scans this crowd.
What are you looking for?
I think honestly she's just looking. So unless something particularly stands out.
Give me a perception alertness roll. Let me see what you see.
Oh god. Yeah, it's 2.
So you see people engaging in various acts of just, dance left, right, you know what I mean? And various acts of debauchery and dancing and drinking. You see 2 figures making their way through.
Oh, she grins.
Dancing. One is Ethan. Ethan looks like he's lost in the world of dance. Lefty is like, I'm part of this dance.
Oh god, no, that's too perfect to pass up. She will swing back what remains in the glass, plop it on the bar, and start waiting. Actually, is Ethan looking around like he's lost?
No, it's not even that. It's like he's. I mean.
Oh, not even here, as in like, oh boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That
way.
Lefty sees you. Lefty does this like extends his arms like, I know that person.
Oh wait, she just had to wait here 5 minutes.
He's awkwardly like swinging his way through the crowd, like, I know you, get off me. You know what I mean?
Should wave back to him and be laughing as he waits through the crowd. crowd.
Eventually, Ethan kind of follows, but Ethan is on a different cloud. You know what I mean? So like, Lefty kind of bongles through like he's come from like a great push. Oh, they're all so fucking compact. Alice.
Oh, you look ridiculous trying to get through that.
Grins and Barrett, all embarrassed. The woman chuckles as well. And Ethan just like leans up against the bar, like turns and looks at you like, hi.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good, not gonna lie. Oh, yeah. He's this dopey, dreamy smile.
Looks back over to Lefty. Is he on
He
anything
just shrugs.
yet? Any signs?
No, he seems all right. He seems to just be enjoying it's like, I'm part of this. Yeah.
So I see you like this kind of party better.
I was kind of surprised I got dragged here, and I'm digging it. Digging it. Can't dance for shit, though, but I'm digging it.
He drag you? Kind of jerks her head towards
Nods.
Ethan.
Thought it'd be a good idea. Don't tell Helena I was here, though. Whispers in her ear.
Why would I do that?
Gives you the nod like, you cool. You cool.
Just shakes her head again. Occasionally glance out to the crowd. Just trying to keep an eye out for Alec whenever he's coming back around. So your first time too?
Which person do you say that to?
Lefty.
Oh, yeah. No, normally I kind of stay away from places like this, but Ethan's been on my ass to go to it, so I thought I'd come. Ethan's like, yeah.
No. Ethan, he's straight tripping balls.
You just turn and like touch Alice's shoulder. Just didn't know you come to the places like this. Ooh.
And then again, I don't know if it'll even stand out to him, but she is still very much so warm. I do now.
I see. Who you come here with? You and Niall brought you here?
No.
They both look at each other like, nah, going, yeah, no.
You crazy? No.
Nah, doesn't like places like this. He says they're too loud.
I bet he does. Glances up to the light show again. Fucking beams are flashing all over the place.
Somewhere you hear, mate, in the back of your head. You can almost vision Niall squawking around like, hey.
No, she's enjoying the overstimulation.
Ethan then looks over at Celeste. Celeste looks at Ethan. Ethan just slides past that. He's like, well, hello. Eyebrow waggle, that type of thing. They start chatting. Lefty kind of awkwardly sits there like, I'm the third wheel involved in this.
She'll lean over to Lefty. You know her?
No. I mean, it's my first time here. Grin.
Oh, that one. Jokes her chin towards the other girl.
Oh, Leanin, that's Maggie.
Is that a bad thing?
No, she's pretty cool. She's nice. She's good friends with Helena. Oh, Jesus.
Immediately a hand up over her mouth, trying to hide that she's laughing at him.
Oh, Maggie's a rock. She won't say anything.
Leans in a touch. You sure?
Yeah. Maggie's cool. She's always been cool.
Well, I'm glad she's cool.
So who are you here with?
Well, you like to know.
Well, I'm here with my partner. Looks over at Ethan and Celeste, who are getting closer and closer to you know what I mean?
Oh, boy. Hope you're ready for him to be drunk, too.
Probably. Gives a grin. Hell, I might even go and get drunk. Yeah, one of the boys. Head nod.
Are you serious right now?
Well, I'm not good in social situations, okay?
I mean, I'm not good at the other half of that, so fair's fair.
But yeah, Maggie's cool.
Well, that is fortunate because we've been spotted.
Just shrugs. She's cool. She comes to places like this every now and again. She normally comes with Annie Marie.
Who?
Person from my crowd.
Karen's.
Yeah,
right?
little Karen. Yeah, nods.
Yeah. Wow, I hope she's not still mad.
She raises no.
He looks at him like, what are you fucking... Just like...
Tell you what, I'll talk to Karen for you if you tell me who you're here with.
He kind of thinks about it. Does that, like, open mouth, lick your teeth thing. Glances over the crowd.
Perception alertness if you're looking for him.
Yeah, I am. That was a pretty good roll.
How much success you get?
4.
Oh yeah, you see him. He's coming literally out of one of the bathrooms, wiping his mouth. Fixing his jacket.
That guy there. Point.
And when you see him, do you know what I mean? Duh. Lefty looks over.
She immediately dopey grins after the point.
Lefty looks over and looks at you. You came with him.
Yeah.
Nods slowly. Huh. Didn't know you knew him.
It's a very recent knowing.
Well, be careful. You give her a grin.
Careful what? She hasn't taken her eyes off him since he's come back out.
He looks at her. Nothing, you'll be fine. You're all right.
Oh, good.
You hear, Ethan, we gotta go. And like mid, as just about him and Celeste are about to lean in, he gets like, bleh! As they came to wade into the crowd, and Ethan's like, I'll help you find a person, Lefty. Bleh! Like they just seem to wail in together.
Kind of very fleetingly kind of break a glance off at him, like, what?
You look over and Celeste is licking her lips, a bit disappointed, but her lips seem to have this like beautiful glow about them. Like whatever lipstick she's using, it's
on point.
Whew. She turn and look at you and grin. She just seems to stay around the bar chatting to a few people, but yeah. As Alec just glides right beside you.
It should go to do the idle, like lift an arm, just hook around the back of him.
So what's the plan?
I have no idea.
Well, what would you like to do?
Oh no. How bad is this effect?
It's intense. You just can't, it's not like, it's almost like you're just dazed. You know what I mean? And you kind of just keep staring. You know what I mean? Like, you notice the other people who walked around are staring at him as well.
Well, what do you like to do?
Well, there's dancing and there's downstairs.
Show me.
All right. He takes her by the hand and begins to glide through. And just make me a dex performance roll.
What? Oh, God.
Celerity comes
in. This is a
into
terrible idea. It's a really bad idea.
It's not many performance.
I'm assuming I get the +1 diff.
Yeah.
God. Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. You dance well with him. You surprise yourself. But maybe it's because it's the massive throng bodies that you just can't help but just grind your way through right beside him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you end up grinding and jiving and turning and spinning. It's not something like crazy, like, oh god, this is like, getting the booty on or anything. It's more wild, you know. Give me a willpower roll.
Oh no. I'm looking at the right. Yup. Aced.
Okay. You don't feel anything at first. It's just like you hear the do.
I mean, with the pulse of the music and all, it's pretty on point.
Mm-hmm. As you just begin to glide you around. Again, time seems to slow as Alex going to make one more roll at you because you're about to get danced the fuck out of. Dance Commander has entered the building.
Oh no.
Perfect.
Oh no.
There you go. So he slides and slips, moving into the crowd. He moves too fast and slips, but rolling. And suddenly, Alice, you almost feel like something crawls up your back again. It's like as if it's telling you to relax the whole point. It almost feels your hands are almost stretching out. You almost feel like your brain overrides itself with endorphin as you can hear the voices. Help him feel alive. Feel alive. That watery, milky voice that just seems to wash over your brain as your voices begin to shout and scream, almost like a constant echo in your head.
I mean, how could she resist that kind of driven point from one end when there's the effect she's under on the other? Like there's zero reservation in reaching for him.
You catch him. He looks at you.
She does her best to like kind of I mean she's not so strong that she's going to like sweep him back up. But she does her best to pull him back up and hook around in such a way as to make it look as it was done at least a bit on purpose.
Smirks at her.
Still jiving because this beat though, never mind the beat hammering in her ears.
Give me another willpower roll.
Oh no. Oh god, thank the Lord. Why do I keep acing these?
Do you though?
I hope I do.
You do, for now. As he reaches to touch your cheek and you don't feel anything, you just feel the cold. As you kind of almost begin to jive slowly, he'll eventually pull you close and whisper into his ear, "Want to go downstairs?"
And considering she's been pulled that far forward, she'll even tip around to the point where she's like practically brushing his ear with her lips. Wherever things are the most alive.
There's a slow smile across his face. As I'm about to make a roll for another person. Alice.
Hmm?
You feel this like low hum again, and it's not Alec this time. You look over at the bar, and both Alec turns his head as well, like kind of like, huh? As you can't help but just look over in that direction, right at where Celeste is when she's dancing with a few people, sipping and drinking and laughing and joking. You just feel like, who the hell?
Does it like jar off the previous effect?
Kind of almost counterbalances. You can't help but look at either of them.
Yeah, she's want to look like fairly puzzled as there's fuzz now coming from both directions, just looking.
As you watch Celeste literally pull guys on basically into her and dance and fly her hair around the place. She just seems to turn and spin and begin to lead guys away. You know what I mean?
She'll blink a few times and reach back, pulling forward the heavily bound ponytail. Begin pulling off the bands as she looks back up to Alec.
He was just staring like this, confused, like, what? He'll turn slowly and look at you. Do you know her?
Not really. Um, Celeste?
Nods to himself. Don't know her. She must be new.
I guess.
Shrugs. We should talk to her at some point.
Okay.
Now, come on. Pulls her away.
And yeah, she'll probably be pulling the last band out of her hair as they go ahead and head on wherever they're heading.
You drudge down some stairs. The music is again thumping upstairs. As you see, literally, that's a fighting arena. You know what I mean? Like men are clattering into each other and throwing each other around and all that.
Oh boy.
You look at her. Do you want to try?
And there's that initial kind of reflexive open mouth to protest, but she watches for a second, kind of pausing and answering. How brutal is this?
It's a mix and match. Some fights are over quickly, some fights aren't, but it's pulsating and primal. Definitely. Like Alec is staring at it like, yes. You know what I mean?
She finally kind of resolves at least enough. Because let's face it, she wants to watch him. So finally gives him a playful little, not even shove. You first. Show me.
Okay. Strips off his shirt. Like, I mean, he's ripped all shit. You know what I mean? This is a fella who obviously did a lot, from what you can tell, a lot of sparring. You know, it's even when his muscles are toned by the time of his embrace. You know what I mean?
Huh?
He begins to walk slowly and he wraps himself up in a bandage as well and jumps in. I'll just make a cursory roll for him. Yeah, he beats the shit out of the guy. Like, my God, Alice, he's fast.
He literally just hops in and hucks into this guy. No
Yep.
warning, no due process.
You know what I mean? Like, they pace each other around and people are slapping him, but my God, is he fast. Like, he spins, he dances. You can see him looking at you as he's dancing around.
Oh, she's staring at him too. Works out.
Roll me a willpower.
Oh, why you gotta keep doing these things?
Because
Hmm.
you feel another, like, scratch up your spine as your mind begins to go, like, they might hurt you. They might know. There's blood. They might. And then you just feel this boom. And all you hear is this watery voice saying, feel alive.
Again, she finds it. She probably kind of starts to react, kind of. She's been watching this whole time, but finally kind of breaks the glance as the voices start yammering, realizing, just how much blood has been spat on the ground, etc. Even starts to take a step back and then just kind of stops. And considers the various, I don't know how much, is it just one big fighting pit or?
It's one-on-one fights. People place bets and everything.
I assume they're all hand to hand, aren't they?
Oh yeah, hand to hand.
Not bueno.
You see Alec, like the guy is hitting Alec, but he's like a Trojan, just bam, bam, bam. And these punches aren't no serious punches. These are fucking wild haymakers, and he's just like not even phased. It's like whatever. You hit me, cool.
She probably looks a little lost for a second until she ends up looking at him again, at which point things are better. And she'll start cheering as bad as any of the rest of the crowd, really. Trying
Oh,
to, oh god, probably very successfully encourage his violence.
so you start cheering, and he looks up as he's getting smacked left, right, and you start cheering, and then the guy is on the ground. His jaw is shattered. You're like, how the what the what? You know what I mean? Like you see the guy reaching out to another hit, and then suddenly he's on the ground. Like his jaw, that jaw is broken. Like it's.
Oh yeah, she'll elbow her way up to the edge if she needs to.
But everyone's like, "Did you see that? Holy shit!" You know what I mean? It's just you didn't even see it. You blinked, and the guy was just dropped.
Yeah, but he won, and look at him though.
Oh yeah, there's a gif I put in one of the chats. That is the exact move that Alec does afterwards. You know what I mean?
Oh lord.
When you eventually see it, he walks over, you know, to you, like vaulting over. Your turn.
The eyes kind of go wide for a second, not in like fear, just in like, what?
Your turn.
I'm not nearly that fast.
You won't be fighting me. Go in there and feel alive.
It's. I mean, how could she say no? There's some reluctance because let's face it, I mean, I imagine anytime someone has come at her for a fist fight, she picks up a fucking chair. So, oh god. Here's the real question. Are there props or anything in the ring?
Oh yeah.
Well, this is about to get hilarious. Then she'll, again, she chews her lip for a second, thinks about it, and, kind of shoves his jacket to him.
Takes it, grins at her.
All right. Fine. And she'll start clambering in.
You clamber in. And this guy you're fighting, he's skinny, he's limpy. You know what I mean? He's nowhere near as big as the guy that Alec was fighting. They can tell they obviously determine the class by the next person who goes in. You seem
Thank
to square
God.
up. Roll initiative.
Oh God.
Let's
Such a
give
bad
him
idea.
this many dice. Yes, it is. Yeah, we'll give him that much dice. So you got a 10. Yeah, you're going first. There is a high or low for what improvised weapon you're going to pick up.
Okay. Hi.
You pick up. Okay. You pick up a wooden board. Wooden board.
Fuck it.
Small.
How I was gonna say
small
how
wooden board.
long?
Not that long. It's small.
Hmm. In that case, you know what? She can always get another. She's just gonna straight huck it at him.
Throw it or are you swinging?
No, throwing it.
Dex athletics.
At least there is a nice pool for this. What the fuck are my goddamn No physical disciplines. That would be too easy.
You can spend blood, remember?
Oh, I can. Oh, I shouldn't, but I'm gonna. Yep, that's one in the dex. I'm gonna need to
Okay.
start tallying this.
Okay.
I feel like this is gonna keep happening. All right. So yeah, let's do this. Pop it up by one. Just wings it at him.
Give me strength plus plus 1.
Okay. It's not a lot. I don't know if one's cancel in this one.
Sound, not in vamps, but he soaks it anyway. So you just belt at him. It kind of belts off his arm. You know what I mean? It hits him, but it kind of just breaks on his arm. But not a good connection.
Well, so much for that being a good distraction.
He's gonna take a swing. It's just a 1 bashing.
No, wait, it's bashing.
You're good. You soaked it anyway.
Yeah.
So you just take a solid jab. You know what I mean? Like, poof. You're kind of initially shocked, but you feel fine.
And we're gonna throw one into strength this round. I should probably put these in the right order so I don't get confused. And please tell me there's a chair for her to hook a hand into. It's a classic.
Yep.
Hot shit. She's just gonna hook the thing up and whirl around and swing it like
Dex
a
melee.
body force. Much better
Okay.
roll.
Strength plus successes plus 1 for improvised weapons.
Just
2.
one.
2.
Oh, 2.
1s. He doesn't. You smack a chair over his head.
Clocks him real proper. Like, she didn't even fold that bitch up. Just hooks it and swings.
Yeah, he grunts on the impact. It's like, ooh. Turn swing. It's 2.
Need to remember to toggle my blood.
4 bashing. You soak 2. You're fine. He takes another sizable swing and he hits you. He definitely gets you, but you kind of grunt. But no, you're good.
Oh, the confidence is growing. That's never good. Time to keep sinking blood because this is getting fun. And let's be honest, she's probably not thinking too hard about what she's doing. So, that's now 7 dice. Oh, nothing. Fucking whiff.
Swing and a miss. So he returns fire. He actually, he's going to tackle you. Misses. He tries to shoulder pad you, but you just maybe it's because he's just trying to stumble. He just doesn't get a good angle on you.
Oh yeah, as he goes for it and she slips aside, she's gonna essentially perform the backhand, like essentially, both hands on the chair, whips around to try to follow through on his momentum and smack him across the back as he's going past. And we'll pop another one into here. She is excited, and let's face it, there's only one time she blood buffs normally. So she doesn't necessarily have a good sense of restraint. No, it's just a normal fail, isn't it? It's not a botch. So I won't ask for rear. Not that I need it.
1, 2, 3, 4. So strength plus 4. 2, 3. Nope. You hit him another sizable whack, and like he like groans because oh god, you know what I mean? Like there's blood leaking out of him, you know? That was a fucking solid hit. He's on dice penalties now.
Yup.
Turn fire. Discord is after seizuring. Takes 1. Bashing. Fine. He's doing another clock, but again, you poof, hits right in the face. Perfect little jab, but no, not nothing. Alice, you're good. You're good
How
to
much
go.
strength damage would you say this thing's worth if I chuck a whole chair at him?
2 levels. This would be
Actually, I guess honestly, if he's in swing distance still, getting obnoxiously inside my melee range though.
You can tell he's frenzied. You know what I mean? It's like it's rabid. You know what I mean? You've heard him a few times. He's getting angry. You know what I mean? He's not thinking essentially.
Yeah, she's just gonna, instead of a wide swing, it's just like grab it in both hands and slam it into him.
Okay, give me that. Are you aiming anywhere?
Nowhere in particular, just slamming into the main body mass.
Give me a dex melee.
Yup.
Oh shit. So that's strength plus 6.
Oh. I am about to be in a lot of trouble if this is a successful roll.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh boy.
I'm 4 already. He doesn't soak any of this. Soaks 2. 3. Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, she just, as he comes in for that final swing, grabs up the chair and just full, like, holding it sideways, just slams it into him.
Like he rockets back, like the chair shatters and like he falls tumbling down, you know, wheezing and coughing as he's just out. The crowd goes nuts. You know what I mean? As you feel that. Roll me a willpower.
Oh no. Why do you keep doing this? Oh no, that's even worse than the last one.
That primal urge looks around, you're like the blood, the blood, the blood, the blood, the blood. You know what I mean? Roll me self-control.
Oh god.
You can spend willpower on this, by the way.
Oh, okay, that's good, because I was gonna say my blood pool's still pretty fucking nice. Pretty tidy.
There's a reason why that's happening, Katie. It's called reasoning.
So self-control, lowering the willpower. What is that? Jesus.
It doesn't matter. You ace that roll. But you do feel that your beast almost come alive. You know what I mean? Demanding that you take what you want. It doesn't matter who knows. You almost feel that your mind almost turns in on itself between the morbid panic and then suddenly this primal rush of pure anger and thrill and satisfaction. That's the main thing you get.
Yeah, I imagine initially, you know, especially as the chair shatters and all, there's surprise and somewhere between a fiendish and awkward smile as this guy, you know, is hitting the ground, potentially even starting to glance up at where she left Alec. And then all that hits, first the brief fleeting sense of panic and then the rush that follows it. And I mean, God, I don't even know if he has the sense to catch it all, but yeah, the expression does shift accordingly, though, once the beast rears up and then hits the end of its chain. She'll finally catch herself enough to look at him again.
Okay, he sees you. You got a really good roll in his perception empathy. Now, this is the thing. Stares at you with his head twisted, vaults in to the arena, and you just get the biggest, deepest, like, right in the mouth.
Oh no. Oh god. I'm trying to remember if she knows enough to not make critical mistakes.
I mean, it lasts for like about 50 seconds, but that 50 seconds is just fucking intense.
I mean, it probably would have been in the first place, but the presence doesn't help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no resistance. There's, in fact, enthusiastic reciprocation, including probably a dangerous level of, like, nipping at his lip once or twice.
And he whispers as you're being pulled against the ropes, essentially. You could be let out, and you whisper near, "Feel alive yet?"
Let's see, he's finally, like, let go of the lip lock and is getting her out.
Yeah.
She leans up and kind of stretches up just a bit to whisper back, "What do you think?" and bites his ear.
Grins. "You should go upstairs. I'll collect the money. I put the bet on you." Wink, playfully.
Oh, she's giddy as fuck. So yeah, she goes along with it.
You walk back upstairs, as you can see Alec walking over, collecting money, putting back on his shirt. When you walk back up, you see Celeste literally coming back from one of the bathrooms and wiping her mouth, very similar to how Alec did it.
I imagine once she's like gotten out of the way, so she won't be bowled over by the next person up the stairs. She takes up a thoughtful look, starts chewing on her lip again, glancing over the crowd.
And what do you do?
You know what? That the beast just hit the end of its leash, so I imagine she's scoping.
Oh, yeah.
Because she can't.
You're checking
she
things out.
can't eat here, but she might still be able to catch a high.
Oh.
I mean, she doesn't know whether she can or not, but it seems to work for everyone else.
By all means. Roll your subterfuge on a guy.
She starts glancing, and she has a decent medicine score, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, she's got a good medicine score. So she's glancing and she's looking to see what the symptoms she's catching are, looking for something that can be
Mm-hmm.
not too much, but just keep on with the trend of overstimulation. Don't know how hard it will be to find. And Katie doesn't know her drugs very well, so.
Roll your medicine, Katie.
Perception?
Yes.
See if she catches on. Oh boy, she catches on to something.
Ecstasy. MDMA is what they're all taking.
Oh god. Yep, that's happening. Yep, that's happening.
Mm-hmm. So what are you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to decide. Because let's face it, she's never done this. This isn't how she eats.
Roll me your subterfuge if you're going to try to seduce somebody.
Yeah, fuck it. See if she can single someone out who's only so actively grinding on the person next to them. Oh god.
You get somebody young, popping off his head, grinding around the place.
And yeah, she'll start the same process. Snag this guy, get him excited. Try to just lead him back towards that bathroom. That seems like
You
a
do.
pretty good tactic.
You do.
And then comes
and you push her into the bathroom stall. You take a bite. He feels the kiss, and there's nothing for you. The blood goes in, yeah, but it's not enough. Roll me self-control.
Oh god.
You can spend willpower.
I'm gonna. Can't afford to splatter someone. It's really good there was a willpower in there.
It really was, wasn't it? That could have been very bad.
Yeah.
But oh my god, when you taste the blood in your mouth, your mind starts screeching. It's not enough. They'll know. They're going to know you need to take it all. And you only just manage to resist as the heart begins to go da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. As your mind just slowly begins to just almost grind to a halt as you realize, I can't feel anything. I can't taste this. I can't taste it. They'll know. He's going to know. He's going to know.
I'm not gonna lie, when it doesn't work, she'll probably throw the person away from her when she finally gets a hold of herself, pitch the poor guy back into the stall. And
Roll me your wits.
oh
DC
god.
8.
I know what it's for, but I wasn't sure if she'd know. Oh god.
If you don't lick the wound, that bite mark's going to stay.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if she would know. Yeah, she'll very hastily, it's not sensual, it's not anything. Just looks it over and kind of
Self-control.
pitches the guy off her.
As you're licking it off, self-control again.
Oh god, I might at least have gotten willpower from the fight. Oh.
Yeah, you would have, but self-control again. I would recommend it.
Oh, I'm gonna. Don't worry. It's the best thing to blow willpower on.
Barely again. You can feel it. You're like,
Yeah.
It's
Just
agonizing. It's like your mind is now beginning to pinch you with hot pincers. They'll know. Oh god, you can't feel anything. You can't feel it. The heart's slowing. You got to get out of here. You got to run.
Yeah, she just pitches him back and away from her, kind of forcefully because she doesn't want the temptation that close to her again, and gets the hell out of that bathroom.
You run, piercing through. Like you burst through the door. Almost like the loud music now becomes almost terrifying to you.
I guess it's the time for the sharp glance for the exits.
You see them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Does somebody see you? He does. As you start booking your way to the crowd, you almost bash into him. Alex just catches on to you. He's like, hey, what's wrong?
Is the effect still on?
Oh yeah.
Will it calm any of that down?
Does in variants. You're still panicked, but at least he's here.
She just kind of, yeah, I imagine it's pretty blatant that she's very abruptly, for no apparent reason, just freaked the fuck out. It was a bad idea.
Come on. almost Alice, you're suddenly like almost hoisted as he moves through that club like a fucking demon, like boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? And you're on the outside. You didn't even realize you got there so fast.
Like literally outside the club?
Yeah,
Does it quiet at all once they're outside? Once they're away from it?
it kind of does and it doesn't. You kind of you can feel it almost like the heart still thumping away, but that sense of panic is still creeping on your shoulder. You know what I mean?
She should have brought her headphones. She stays latched onto him probably because it's helping some. And of all the stupid shit to do, having immediately exited a loud place, probably pulls up the phone, kind of frantically swipes it open and pulls up the same playlist she always listens to and cranks the volume.
He'll look at her as he sets her basically against his motorbike. Hey, 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 hey. It's all right. Did someone hurt you?
No, no. Just got
What's
too
that?
loud.
Okay. Okay. Just nod slowly.
It didn't work.
Hey, we all get nervous sometimes.
Kind of looks at him searchingly, like trying to decide if it's an earnest kind of confession or it's just kind of woosah.
It's a bit of both because like he knows you're new, so he figures you probably get nervous going out to places like this. You express nervosity when you talked about feeding. He probably assumes you're just too scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably. I shouldn't have done that.
It's okay. It's okay. Is the person still alive?
Yeah, yeah,
Did you close the wound?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. I want you to wait right here and I'll go check. Okay?
There's some tension. Is she just
Yeah, you grip. I imagine you vice grip his hand.
she
When he's,
vice grips, starts kind of patting her pockets like surely she remembered to tuck at least the earbuds in this time.
you didn't.
Just
Too excited. And he'll stop when you grip him and he'll say, okay, okay. I'll put it this way, Alice. Did he look pale after you finished?
I don't know. I didn't specify.
You would have took one blood point and you couldn't drink anymore because it just did nothing for you.
Oh, she just shakes her head.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. You just got a bit of a fight.
Yeah.
Okay. Just touches her hand. All right. That happens. That's okay. But you did it.
Just kind of points at him like, what?
You did it. You fed. You did it. You conquered your fear. You took this. You took a chance. Gives her a little smile.
There's probably initially kind of and it probably looks very nonsensical that she's kind of shaking her head initially, but the smile, I imagine, calms her down just a touch, just enough to stop the motion.
Everything will be all right. I promise.
She probably only now thinks to like actually check her lips, like reaching up, touching.
You can still feel the blood on them.
Very hastily, like licks and then wipes her
He
mouth.
touches your lip as well and takes some of the blood off it.
Oh boy.
Takes a sip of it. Not bad. Good choice and drug.
Just looks very like she's very blatantly not under the effect.
Just cranes her head at her. Don't be nervous.
Just starts shaking her head a bit again, like I shouldn't have tried.
It's okay. It's okay. You wrap his arms around her very gently. He's again incredibly calming, ice cold, but incredibly calming.
I mean, I imagine the stark cold is very grounding. It's something to pull attention, like reflexively pull attention away from the cacophony in her head.
We call it experience, and don't let it ruin the good night you are having. Everyone's safe. You're safe. Nothing went wrong. You are having fun, yes?
There's an idle nod. She's still just kind of listening. As much as she's got the music playing and is trying to listen to him, she's still keeping an ear on that beating, hoping it'll speed up.
It eventually returns to its normal pilot setup from the dum 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 dum.
And so she will show again signs of being nervous, anxious until finally it evens out, and there is a sigh of relief, and she just relaxes again.
Runs his hand through her hair. See? Just take time to slow down and reset.
She nods. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. And finally reaches over and turns off the music, yammering on the phone. Just kind of shoves it self-consciously back in her pocket.
You okay?
Yeah. I don't want to end on that note.
Okay. What do you want to end on then?
She was having fun up till then. And suddenly, especially between like the music inside being cut off by the heavy door and the music on her phone being cut off, it's suddenly very starkly quiet. I could go back in.
Only if you want to.
It was fun. Until then.
But I don't want to make sure you're not. I want to make sure you're safe as well. Touches her arm very gently.
Kind of turns it a bit of a glance up. More sheepishly, more earnestly this time. Kind of smiles because it's a very sweet sentiment. What else do you do?
In the quiet or in loud? You say, smirking.
And chews on her lip. Loud.
I see. Well. Give me a... Bite his lip. Give me a few days and I'll take you somewhere where everything gets really loud.
Kind of squints.
Let's just say I like to run with a train. But I think right now that would maybe tip you over an edge.
And what would you do now?
I relax. I look out at the sea. I look out at the city as I'm driving. I look at the little things, the little people as they go by and see the different things they do. You almost feel the world passing around your feet.
And just because it's quiet enough that she can kind of remember and focus and think, she studies his face and then kind of looks, weirdly enough, like glances him over, particularly around his shoulders and stuff. She's looking for that thing.
Give me a perception awareness. You need a threshold of 3.
Jesus.
Uh-huh.
as well roll. Fuck it. Oh my god.
It's there, kind of almost hanging, not in him, but around him, almost like it's something hanging against him, like it's standing beside him, like leaning against his shoulder, like you do. Do you know what I mean? Like when you put your head on his shoulder.
She looks at it directly.
It's kind of this shadowy shape, just sitting there, standing there, crooning around him.
Does he seem to notice it at all?
Nope. He's looking at you. That deep, intense stare.
Oh, she watches it for as long as she can keep an eye lock on it, looking for gestures, looking for reactions, half expecting to hear it again. But she stares at it. It's very much the I fucking see you look.
You eventually feel his hands on your chin and he'll turn and look at you. You okay?
Blinks a couple times. What is it?
What's what?
Your shadow.
My shadow looks behind himself at his own shadow, you know what I mean? On the ground in the street lamp.
That one.
What one are you talking about?
The one that clings to you.
Oh. Kind of stare at her. Clings to me.
It keeps whispering in my ear.
Katie,
Hmm?
when you mention it, suddenly you feel it literally creeps, that feeling creep up your spine as you hear that whisper. Don't break his heart. That same creepy, watery voice.
She just kind of, he'll probably see a physical response, that weird chill go up her spine. And she looks kind of not distant. She's not staring out into the great beyond. She's probably just kind of doing that idle look you do when you're looking ahead. Probably looks like she's looking right at his chest for a moment. She takes that and processes it and then looks up at him again, looks at his face.
He gives you this confused yet concerned stare. Do you hear that watery voice? You already lost everything else. Don't break his heart. After all, you can never save anyone. That watery echo as it just fades off your back.
And she blinks again, shakes her head a little bit. Maybe it did work.
Cranes his head. Perception empathy. Because he's like, the fuck you just say to me? Do you know what I mean? Type stare.
Oh, that's not a lot of successes to lie. Like, oh no, it's totally drugs, it's fine. Yeah,
You beat him.
Maybe it did work.
Gives her like a measuring stare and then chuckles a bit, feeling it.
Not as much as I wish I was.
I'm sorry I left you. I should have went with you.
Oh, it's okay. That was my bad idea.
Touches her face. I should have kept you safe. It's so earnest. You know what I mean?
And of course, the side of her face like lights up with the cold.
Mm-hmm.
she thinks about it for a hot second, but only one hot second. And she'll reach up and try and take him by the cheeks and pull him down.
I mean, you do.
And she doesn't go for the same full on, like, fierce snogging she got in the ring, but she will at least give him a firm kiss.
He reciprocates very slowly, oddly. And then when you pull back, he just stares at you, confused, but yet intrigued. And then it's basically like a mixture of 5 different emotions all written at the same time.
Ah, that would have felt even better if it was working properly. Grinning.
You still want to see me then?
Yeah. Of course.
Okay.
Can't get rid of me that easily.
Good. Good. Should I take you home?
Still seems like such a bad note to stop on.
Not bad for me.
Grins. There. Seen it, Grit?
Oh, definitely.
Grin. Then yeah, we'll shift up from where she's been kind of propped back against the bike, make room for him to get up.
He slides on slowly.
And she slides on too.
Before she gets on, he'd turn and take both her hands, like looking at her. I have actor studio. You should stop by sometime.
Actor studio?
I used to do professional stunt work in movies.
And now you do professional stunt work in real life.
He'll grin. I do, coaching, training, all that. It keeps, face out of camera light.
I guess it would. What a shame for the camera.
Looks down all like, yeah. It should have been. You should stop by.
You'll have to give me the address.
Nods. I'll text it to you. Perhaps I can show you the quiet.
The quiet's good too.
It's always a good welcome before the loud arrives.
My good sir, are you proposing we take a series of actions?
I'm saying it's a second date as he's starting the car.
And yeah, she hops back onto the back. And this time, instead of sitting upright trying to, catch the wind, she actually nests up behind him. Not out of, obviously, the need to cling tightly, because she doesn't, especially. She catches a decent hold, but it's not a desperate kind of tightness. She just clearly wants to be laying up against his back.
He turns and looks at her and just plants a peck on the top of her head in the car. You zoom off slowly, and it's actually very nice. You just see the city lights and everything. It's quite a nice drop off.
And yeah, she admittedly will probably find herself somewhat surprised not to ache for the faster run, but there's something very nice about curling up against his back and, cheek against his back, looking out to one side and just watching it go. At a pace that she can digest it properly, that she can appreciate what she's saying. And, all things considered, since I imagine he's just going back through the city, she, will have to pitch her voice loud enough to be heard, but you can hear the grin. So what's this about the coast?
Reply, like, huh? He turns the corner.
You said it was good for slow drives, too.
It is. So I'm taking you next.
grins. Actually pops up to a proper chin on his shoulder. It's like you can read my mind.
Or maybe I just know you like common things like me.
Or that. And she flops her cheek against his back again. Just very comfortable.
Eventually pull up the same place he dropped you off and we'll help you off the bike and stand there.
She, yeah. Be handed down. Look up at him, grinning. And seeing as they took a fairly reasonably slow route back, her hair will not be completely akimbo, even though she never put it back up.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah,
Promise.
promise.
Good.
She'll reach out and take up one of his hands.
You know, that ice cold, firmness.
It's funny how you can go from viciously beating a man in public displays of affection to acting a proper gentleman at the drop-off.
You look down all smirking.
Oh, she's still all impish smile.
It's often better to give something nice right at the end, just to completely capture the experience.
Oh?
Something nice, soft, but remembers everything.
Don't say.
I'm a man of many talents, I think. Wink. Those eyes, man, sky blue.
Yes, you are. She gets stuck on him. It's a problem.
You better go before Ivy loses her mind.
Probably.
Maybe next time you can tell her that you need to stay out very late. Maybe important Camarilla business with a Whispers Hound of the City. Wink. It's such a fucking devil wink.
Oh, it draws quite the grin. Very playful. Very, very much a reciprocation of, oh my. I just might have to tell her that.
I mean, as long as you're comfortable with hanging a few of my friends afterward.
If you're comfortable enough to let me around them, I am sure I'll be comfortable enough with them.
It's good that you should meet some of them. And eventually, you look around. Maybe I can show you somewhere else that's quiet. Important business, of course.
Yeah. After he looks around, he looks back, and she waits until he's looking and does like the straight up eyebrow waggle.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty much what he does. Important business, of course.
Incorrigible, sir.
It's good to be gentlemen, but good to have fun as well.
I'm liking both sides of the coin.
I guess I'm the black sheep of family. He says as he smirks to himself.
I stand by it. I think it was a fair assessment.
Just don't tell Damien, he might get jealous.
Woody. Does he fashion himself the black sheep? Just kind of playfully like,
Perception empathy.
Oh boy. This is not a bad roll.
There is some truth to that statement. He kind of looks away for a second. It's almost like he feels bad.
No. I see something wrong.
No, not you. More situation. Nothing for you to worry about. It's definitely not you. You give her a very most reassured smile.
No, well, I guess as long as I'm not the one messing up.
No, you're not. Don't worry.
Well, then I'll pretend I didn't notice.
This is no place to talk about things like that.
Fair enough. Then next time.
You can ask me. The grin. I might answer.
Might.
Shrugs. Leads back on the bike. Might.
I'll have to think of a suitable bribe. Or blackmail. Blackmail's more fun.
I look forward to seeing you try.
She will grin broadly, give his hand a bit of a squeeze, but finally, like, step back a bit from the bike. Like, I don't want to, but I can.
Make sure Ivy knows important business. That way, you get to see someone else. Wink. As he leans against the bike, incredibly, it's that bad boy pose essentially.
Very bold, sir.
I am important person in city. You wink. You know what I mean? He's stepping on the bike. After all, war hero.
You and Samson both, right?
Oh, me more though.
You more though?
Samson likes to take credit for a lot of things, but it leans down almost like he's whispering. It was me pulling his ass out of fire. He'll never admit that. Nods to himself.
Well, if you say so. Who am I to doubt the word of Hound of the City?
Gives you the finger guns, like, you get it. Do you know what I mean?
Shakes her head and finally steps back up on the curb. You're terrible.
I know.
Well, I'm going to do like any good deviant daughter would do, and probably get yelled at by my parents for being out with dangerous men all night.
Tell Ivy I said hello, and tell her that her hair looks lovely. Wink as he's driving away.
Shakes her head a bit, but yeah, she doesn't even especially in Romanov's case, she made a point of waiting until he was out of sight to even start walking, but no, she didn't think twice about it. She just turns and starts heading in the appropriate direction, hands in her pockets. Probably a little belatedly, kind of pulls out the phone and clicks on the screen. Just to see how many messages and calls she missed. Oh boy.
There are phone from Niall.
There's what?
55.
Texts or calls?
Phone calls and texts.
Oh, for the
Both.
love of...
Code 0. Code orange. Code big.
Just half of them are mate in all caps.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Half of them are very synapses.
She just gonna, you know what? Better to start now, while he can't clunk her with a shovel. And as she's walking back to the house, she'll put the phone up to her ear, calling him back.
And then the camera pans away to a person being led away. Celeste, something. She opens up the hatch, and he enters the serpent's maw. And there's only blood, screams, and the sound of the enlightened. As this is where the scene will end.